All right, let's dive into a single day right here in Hastings, Minnesota, Friday, March 27th. What's so cool is how a simple, everyday update can actually tell a much, much bigger story. And, it all kicks off with a feeling that we all know so well this time of year.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that late March feeling. You can almost smell the change in the air. You see the signs of spring down by the river. But yeah, Old Man Winter is not quite ready to pack it in. It's that classic Minnesota tug-of-war.
So, let's get into the nitty-gritty of this tug-of-war. What does today's forecast actually tell us? How do we navigate the day right here, in our town? Okay, so the high for the day is going to be 38 degrees. It's just warm enough to maybe melt a little bit of that lingering snow. And the forecast also promises that the sun is going to win some ground as the day goes on, which is always a welcome sight for sure.
And then, tonight, that number drops all the way down to 23 degrees. So if you've got any plans for the evening, just know that winter chill is definitely making a comeback right after the sun goes down.
But here it is. This is the real main character of today's weather story. Peak wind gusts hitting 30 miles per hour. That is what's going to make it feel a whole lot colder than the thermometer says it is.
So, how do you handle a day like this? Well, it is all about strategy. We're talking layers, absolutely. It is a coat in the morning kind of day, no question. If you're heading downtown, just be ready for that breeze to be whipping around. But hey, it's actually a perfect day for running errands and ducking into a coffee shop. And just remember, that warmer jacket, it's a must for the evening.
Now let's dig into that a little more, because the wind isn't just a number, right? It's telling a story. Today is really a tale of two completely different halves, and it's all because of that wind.
Check this out. This is the key. You start the morning with a pretty calm 5 to 10 mile per hour wind, but by the afternoon, it seriously ramps up, more than doubling to 15 to 20 miles per hour. And that's not even counting those higher gusts. That change right there is what's going to define how the entire day feels.
And of course, you gotta love a little local humor to go with it. This is such a perfect Hastings-specific joke. I mean, come on. Anyone who has walked across that bridge on a windy day knows exactly what this feels like. It's a real commitment.
Okay, so that's the story of today's weather. But this one date on the calendar, March 27th, connects us to a much bigger history. So let's open up the time capsule and see what else happened on this exact day.
I mean, the sheer variety of what's happened on this single date is pretty amazing. In 1912, it's a day of international friendship with the planting of the Japanese cherry trees. Then you jump to 2003, and it's a classic Minnesota spring with a huge snowstorm up in Duluth. And then, just 1 year later, science takes this massive leap forward with a scramjet flying at 7 times the speed of sound.
So what in the world connects a windy day in Hastings to Japanese diplomacy and hypersonic flight? Well, it's all about seeing how these dots connect.
And this right here is the key takeaway. Every single daily post, even something as simple as a weather forecast, acts as its own little time capsule. It captures a really precise moment for us locally, while also being a gateway to all the incredible history and science that have unfolded on the very same day.
And it's all built on a foundation of really solid information. We can take that precise local forecast from the National Weather Service, combine it with our own state's climate history from the DNR, and then zoom out even more with historical facts from the Library of Congress and NASA. That's how this whole story of a single day comes together. And that brings us to the final thought. As we all go about our day here, navigating the wind, enjoying that sunshine when it finally pops out, it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? 100 years from now, when someone looks back at March 27, 2026, what story will our day, right here in Hastings, have to tell?